Yo, do you want to earn free Fortnite skins doing nothing more than what you already do? Well, if you're on PC, check out PlayVig. I'll link it down below. It's an easy to use client that rewards you for playing the game. When the client turns green in the corner, you're doing it right. Just choose a quest, play the game, and get paid. Simple as that. Check it out below. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. P, and welcome back today for another Fortnite Battle Royale video. Now, in today's video, I want to touch on some of the secret map changes that went unannounced in the Fortnite update. Version 4.5 that went live at 4 a.m. Eastern Time this morning. There's a ton I want to get into here in this video, but if you could do me a favor and drop a like on this thing, that would be much appreciated. Let's see if we can get this up to around 1,000 likes. Also, if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest Fortnite news, information, storyline updates, whatever it is. I've got you covered right here on the channel. So with that said, let's get into it. So for starters, in Retail Row, there is actually a new detective agency building that basically just replaced one of the old buildings sort of on the northern side of Retail Row. This is especially interesting considering, we're going through a big crisis, trying to figure out mysteries in the game right now with the rocket, with Omega, the final fight. There's a whole bunch of mysteries right now, and this is kind of fitting, it seems like if there's a detective agency, there's actually two detective agencies, and it makes a lot of sense. We're trying to figure stuff out, and these people are investigating much the same way we're doing on the channel throughout all my videos. Basically, that's what we do. We try to investigate what's going on with theories and that kind of thing. So I definitely think that's fitting. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Next up, the sign at Risky Reels, as it's done many times throughout the season, updated again to have 3 new movies that are playing. The first one is White Lies, the next one is The Orange Crusher, and finally we have TV Dreams. So I kind of want to touch on all 3 of these. It seems like all 3 of them kind of have some kind of significance. So number 1, White Lies. Seems like Epic intentionally tries to feed us stuff to throw us off the course of what's actually happening in game. There was actually an ex-employee that was recently sued for leaking Season 4 info, so that alone should show you how serious they are about keeping everything confidential before it comes out. I definitely think that's kind of what that means. Let me know what you think about that. Also, we have the Orange Crusher. I'm thinking this is Omega. Obviously, I'm not sure, but it seems like, there's been so many references to Omega on this sign. Obviously you had Omega's Revenge, the first one that we ever saw that was important, and now we're coming up to the end of the season, and now it says the Orange Crusher. So, and finally we have TV Dreams. Now, of course, we know there are a bunch of TVs scattered throughout the map in Fortnite that have been used in a variety of ways throughout the course of the past month or two. At first, during Season 3, there were warnings about the comet coming down. Recently, in Season 4, there was a countdown timer for the rocket, and when it did hit 0, nothing happened. That's a big mystery. We still don't really know why that happened, but there was a countdown timer for the rocket. It went to 0, nothing happened, and then there was actually a picture of a skull, which we later found out to be the villain's base, which was very, very interesting, and there is still that skull on the TV to this day. If you go and check, it's very, very interesting, and obviously we all think this has something, some link to the rocket, yet to be determined, but we're definitely trying to figure it out, and the TV has been used in a variety of ways. So I think all 3 of these listings on the sign at Risky Reels definitely mean something very important to the storyline. Let me know what you think below. Aside from that, basically all of the crater impact sites from the meteor falling at the end of the 3rd season have been patched up, and all the convoys holding those hop rocks, holding, all the patched up materials, it looks like they're going to the villain's base. Full credit for the pictures goes to lootlake.net, really appreciate it. But you can see over at Risky Reels, it's been patched up. Southeast of Retail Row, it's been patched up. Near Fatal Fields. So at this point, really the only big impact zone left is the one in the divot. Of course, it's very big. Now, speaking of the divot, even more vegetation and even more plant life and big trees have started to grow there. It's gotten even bigger, and I would imagine eventually this place is going to be completely overtaken by vegetation and trees. I'd be very curious to see what happens with this going forward in the game, because I think the divot was a temporary location, as referenced and indicated by the constantly changing landscape of the area. I think there are 2 possibilities, 2 big possibilities for Dusty. Either it's going to be completely filled up by trees and become essentially another Wailing Woods, but with kind of an indent in the ground, or it could be filled up by something, either dirt or water, because that's a big area, and I would suspect those are the two most likely outcomes for that. Now moving on, there is also a new building in Tilted Towers. Previously there was a big zone that had been hit by the meteor in Tilted, but it's actually been repaired starting very early in the season. The repair started, and now it is completed, or almost completed. At least the basic building is done. You can see it's a brand new building, kind of with a metallic roof. I think all these updates, the minor updates, the ones they do not include in the patch notes that you have to find, like the vegetation in the divot, the detective agency, the building in Tilted Towers, all this stuff that you don't get to see in the patch notes. It's very interesting, and it keeps the game fresh. It gives the game a sense of life when every week an update comes out and there's new places to go, new places that you didn't expect to see. It keeps the game feeling like it's new. It's a very good strategy by Epic, and I'm very curious to see which one of these updates you guys like the most, and which update you guys think relates to the story the most. I personally think the detective agency could definitely hold some very dark secrets. Let me know what you guys think down below. With that said, that's it for me today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll catch you later.